When a game comes along that offers a full campaign mode, 32-player online multiplayer, and a 4-player co-op swarm mode, all for only 1200 Microsoft points, it's hard not to show some interest. But value for money means nothing unless the game's offerings are something that you actually want to play. So what does Section 8 Prejudice actually offer? Section 8 Prejudice has a full single-player campaign that will take a respectable 5 hours to complete. And don't just assume that this campaign is merely a training mode for the game's multiplayer, because it is in fact its own unique game mode. The campaign is of a quality that matches some recent full retail games. You fight for a variety of different environments, using a large arsenal of weapons, equipment, gadgets and suit abilities. And it is these abilities that make the campaign so much fun. Sprinting across vast areas then jetpacking high into the sky never gets old. And nor does the way you spawn into the game by skydiving from space. And while the game's campaign might not have the same depth as some other recent shooters, it manages to deliver pure, simple fun. However, it isn't without its flaws. You will often feel restricted by invisible walls and death areas that stop you exploring the game's landscape. This is a real shame in a game that otherwise gives you such brilliant freedom of movement. The AI is also really bad. You will often find enemies standing completely motionless, totally ignoring your gunfire, and your friendly AI isn't any better. They are often laughably stupid by walking directly in front of your gunfire or simply wandering around mindlessly. This doesn't usually affect gameplay, as you will often want to be doing most of the killing yourself anyway, but it does detract from any sense of realism that the characters might have had.
Have you noticed there are never any females around? You know what Churchill said.
The narrative does its job of keeping the story rolling and is easy to follow, although it is unlikely to grip you. The characters are bland and easily forgettable, but the overall story arc was interesting enough to make me want to play the game until its finale. Although you should expect the usual cliché dialogue and bland voice acting that you so often get with titles such as this.
Rivers of blood, men. I want to see rivers of blood.
Section 8 Prejudice also has a co-op component in the form of its Swarm game mode. Swarm is very similar to the Firefight game mode found in recent Halo games. It sees 1 to 4 players defending an objective from an onslaught of enemy bots. This game mode is surprisingly deep, compared to the campaign's usual simply run and shoot gameplay. It uses most of the features that are available in the game's Versus multiplayer, so it's a great place to learn how everything works and to fine-tune your skills. A big part of the Swarm game mode is setting up defences to help keep your objective safe. You can call in a variety of different deployables, such as gun turrets, sensor arrays, supply depots, and vehicles.
Vehicle has been delivered.
It is these deployables that gives the game mode its depth. Swarm feels more like a castle defense game rather than a co-op campaign experience. Setting up a variety of gun turrets and using your requisition points wisely is the key to success.
Warning. Friendly.
Once you have finished the campaign and mastered Swarm, you should be ready to take the fight online in the game's competitive multiplayer. The multiplayer is where the true heart of Section 8 Prejudice is. While the campaign and Swarm game modes will set you up nicely, it is the Versus portion of the game that will keep you coming back for more. The game only has 4 maps and currently only 1 game type, but these levels are massive. They are split into separate sections so that if you're playing the game with less players, you will only play on one section of the map, so the action is still just as fast paced. The one game type, Conquest, involves teams battling to control bases, with the current owner of the base being gifted with a variety of gun turrets and support deployables. But matches get really interesting when dynamic combat missions are introduced. DCMs can start at any point during a game and could be anything from protecting a VIP, escorting a convoy, or eliminating enemy targets.
Enemy target eliminated.
So when one of these missions is presented to you, you will have to decide whether it's more important to concentrate on completing the DMC or capturing the control points.
Control point successfully hacked.
The gameplay is fast and focused, but most importantly, unique when compared to what else is on offer. The innovative spawning system that allows you to guide your player as he descends from the sky to ensure that you can be right in the action from the start, in combination with your overdrive sprinting ability that enables you to traverse the map's terrain quickly, means that you're never far from something to shoot. Section 8 Prejudice isn't quite like anything else on the market at the moment. While it may not be groundbreaking, the amount of content that you get for your money is something rarely seen. If you are a fan of first-person shooters, you owe it to yourself to try out Section 8 Prejudice. If you enjoy the gameplay, you could be in for an absolute bargain.
Shields offline.
Arm units, prepare for redeployment.